Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Pop Spot, where we pop about all the spots we love in professional wrestling. I am your host, Andre Sheik. Joining me, as always, my co-host, my boy, AWS. How you doing, sir?
I've been better, but sickness does not stop the Pop Spot. Absolutely not.
Or tiredness, or depression,
or any negative anything. My birthday was last week, so that was cool. Got a lot of birthday wishes. Thank you all for the birthday wishes. Very much appreciated. This week was pretty good. Got a couple of nice opportunities sorted out. Possibly something coming down a couple of years from now. It seems like it's going to be a lot of fun, but mostly it was just a great weekend with some great wrestling.
There we go. I don't know anything about his couple years from now thing, but okay.
You'll find out eventually.
A couple years from now.
Yeah.
We're here to talk some LPW 45 and LPWxCWS 33. So, I don't have it ready. Because I jumped out of the room and jumped back. Oh, no, wrong one. That's my other one. No, not that one. That's from my other show.
No.
That's my PLV one. No. I'm bad at my job.
There we go.
There it is. We're going to talk about it. We're going to chat some professional wrestling.
There it is. Yep, LPWxCWS 33.
Yes.
Emanating from the Rec Room South Common on a Thursday night. Ring announced by featuring 5 matches and ring announced by one Andre C.
Yeah, me.
Did a significantly better job this time. There we go. We love that.
Oh, I did a good job last time. Is that what it is? I sucked.
Well,
I was terrible. I was garbage. Is that what you think?
Yeah. We're going to get right into it. We're going to get right into LPWxCWS 33. Match number 1 is the match featuring Marz the Specialist versus the Canadian Goose, Kyle Shaw. This was a fun opener. Very much enjoyed it. I am going to speed through the CWS show, just to be fair. There's a lot of good in this CWS show, but we want to get right to the LPW show. So I will briefly talk about each match. We got a really fun spot with a flurry of reversals between the two men where Marz ducks the bionic wing and Goose turns it into a double arm DDT for 2. Very fun spot. Did enjoy that. A bit more back and forth, and then Mr. Flacco comes out. He gets Mr. Flacco on Marz, and then he turns that into a flock bottom for 2. Always great to see. And then we get the finish of the match where we get a Mr. Flacco assisted Sister Abagoose, which is reversed into a Marz bar that Marz uses to get Goose to tap out for the big win for Marz the Specialist on the Thursday night show. This was a fun opener. Very happy with it.
Yeah, I thought strong little opener. Goosey always can fire up the crowd with the honk, except for one person we know.
He wasn't even there.
And he wasn't there, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's always fired up, and Marz is just one of the best guys going right now. I love that Marz bar's finisher of his, that Fujiwara armbar that he does. Absolutely love it. Big fan of this match. The flock mandible claw always looks good. I don't know what to call it. I'm just trying to figure out a name for that one.
Yeah, there's not a real good name for it. Like, I guess the wingdable claw might be one.
The goose hook.
The goose hook? I like that.
He hooks in the mouth.
We can go with goose hook for now. Absolutely.
I don't know what to call it, but yeah.
Kyle, let us know if you like goose hook.
There you go.
We move on.
We'll figure something out. I thought strong opener for the night.
Very strong opener. I agree. We move on to match number 2. Is the team of Elevation, Nasty Nate Nixon, and new LPW Scramble champion Zoe Sager taking on the team of the Clandestine Society, the returning Taryn from Accounting, and the LPW Challenge champion, God's gift to wrestling, Michael Richard Blais. This is a great match. My favorite part of this match by far is opening the entrance. TFA and MRB come out, and TFA is wearing a hoodie that says cowboy on the back. And Nate looks at this and goes, "You're not a cowboy. You're an accountant."
And then she puts the hood up and starts like backing up at Nate, like with the hood up, like
just full moonwalking into him. Yeah.
That was really funny.
That was very fun.
Funny. And that's what I was watching that as I was heading to the back. I was like, ha ha ha, ha, nice.
Yeah, it was very fun. There's a bit of back and forth at the beginning, and then we get the real story as we they both go out, both MRB and Zoe go out to the stage. Zoe manages to grab MRB's leg and dragon screws his leg off of Brett's rope. Looked brutal. And that leads into
a dragon screw.
Yeah, it was a beautiful dragon screw. And that leads into the main story of this match where we're working on MRB's leg to keep him down and prevent him from getting the TFA. We get a lot more back and forth, and a lot more working on the leg. We get a 3-minute knee bar from Zoe where she just locks in this like really brutal.
I think it was a death lock.
Death lock?
The formerly named something. No, the formerly named indigenous people's deathlock.
That person's deathlock. Yeah. I do love that move.
Cody Rhodes uses it a lot.
Yeah, really good name, really good move. Unfortunate name. She has this move in for 3 minutes, and MRB eventually gets out of it and makes the hot tag. Really fun little story bit there. We get the finish of the match where Zoe, I didn't see what move she went for here. I think Zoe just goes for a move. I think it's probably one of her kicks. TFA manages to reverse it, picks her up into a Widow's Peak position, hits the Widow's Peak for the 3 and the win for the Clandestine Society.
I think we should call that one Death and Taxes.
Death and Tax, that makes sense.
Death and Taxes for the win because it's inevitable.
It is inevitable, much like death and taxes. This was a fun tag match. Always great to see Nate and MRB. TFA, haven't seen her wrestle since the Black Hole episode, which was last year. So it's cool to see her back at it. Very fun little tag match.
Yeah, she hasn't been around since the summer wrestling. She's been out for a while. Did make her return at the Old Rumble, which did you attend?
I did not see. I went to, but I missed the first 2 matches. I missed Mad Lads Paraleer, and I missed TFA and Zoe.
Okay. But yeah, so she did return at the Rumble, but this is her first match back at the Rec Room. So
yeah. Which was fun. Absolutely.
I thought I was actually backstage for part of it, so I saw part of the match through the curtain. It was kind of obscured through a curtain, but I was doing some stuff back there. But yeah, then I watched the back half of it at ringside. Very good match. Absolutely tremendous. That dragon screw that Zoe does. Oh God, especially out of the ropes too. Like the dragon screw is really cool. I love the dragon screw. Big fan of Hiroshi Tanahashi, the man who really made he didn't make that move, but he popularized it for a lot of people. But when you do it out of the ropes, it just looks like you murdered their knee. Like Jesus. Yeah, I thought really solid match. And Blais just limping throughout most of that match. That long ass deathlock. Holy moly.
It was a brutal looking one. Shades of that one Bret Hart Jerry Lawler match where Bret Hart was put in the sharpshooter or some move for like 3 minutes and it was a brutal submission. Very cool. We move on to match number 3 of the evening. It is the Runaway model Nick Shostastyk taking on the Thickness Reid Matthews. There's the graphic. There we go. So this is a fun match. We get the opening where
ooh la la, ooh la la, ooh la la.
Crowd was not having any of Nick Shostastyk on this night. It was weird, except for one table that was super into this match. I assume because I don't know, maybe some of them are like friends with Nick or something. But we get
the one right behind you.
Yeah, the one right behind me. I think like one of them was like said so or something. We get the beginning of the match where Nick is like, "All right, Thickness, I need to talk to you. I have a photo op coming up. Don't hit me in the face." This gets the crowd to chant "not the face," and they eventually do shake hands on the "I will not hit you in the face if you do not hit me in the face." Yeah. Of course, about 5 minutes later, Nick hits Reid in the face.
Inadvertently.
Yeah, inadvertently, but then he's like, you just broke the deal. And now the gloves are off. And then they actually like really start laying into each other. There's more punches to the face. There's more actual big moves. We get a big thick sploder suplex from Reid, followed by a shining thicksard for 2. Very happy with that. We get the finish where they bounce off of the ropes and collide with each other a couple of times, like shoulder blocks for a couple of times. Then Nick bounces off the ropes. Reid ducks a line, turns around, and hits like this really cool roundhouse that basically looks like, like a samurai slicing a guy's head. But no, he just kicks this guy in the head. It looks beautiful out of nowhere. Picks him up, hits what I believe to be a blue thunder bomb for the 3, and the thickness picks up the big win in this really fun contest. It had a good story. It had great moves. It was very fun.
Yeah, I'm a big thickness fan, and as you can tell with my background, I got the old shirt and rocking got the new shirt.
The new shirt that he likes the design, hates the source material.
Yeah, this shirt has me conflicted because I love the actual design, how it looks for the shirt games. I hate the video game that it's based on. I hate Sonic Adventure 2. It is outside of the Sonic and Shadow levels, that is a terrible video game. The Sonic and Shadow levels are fun, but the Tails, Robotnik levels are garbage. The Knuckles and Rouge levels are garbage. Rouge.
Yeah.
So the shirt makes me conflicted, but I love this shirt. But this shirt,
great shirt. I wore that.
I do love this shirt. I just hate the source material. But yeah, I thought absolutely tremendous. That seismic toss. I think it's the Exploder you're talking about. The seismic toss. That he has.
Seismic toss. Yes.
Absolutely tremendous. I love that move. It's just fantastic. I feel like the guy is improving every time we see him. When we see it again the next night. I think the dude is evolving into a absolutely tremendous professional wrestler. The gear's fire. He's finding these little bits in his character every time we see him in the ring.
He did this new thing in this match, and he did it the next night too, where he did the Scott Steiner elbows, where he elbows him repeatedly. And then on the last one, instead of doing the elbow, he does the Salt Bay thing and then does the elbow, which was very fun.
That makes me think of Nick Nemeth. That's where I see that move to the most.
It is very Nemeth. Elbows. Yeah. I don't know why elbows into the jumping elbow. It is very Nick Nemeth.
But but again, that's Steiner did it before Nemeth did. So I thought really fun match. Nick just picking up a dominant victory here, and I love he hit him in the there was no hitting each other in the face, but then they kept they were striking each other in the face, just not they were it was a kick, or an elbow or something, but there was no punches to the face, but other things were hitting each other in the face, which was really funny. And then when he actually punched him in the face, then what
the hell are you doing, man?
It was no strike, and I was yelling it with a fan at the ringside. I said they were saying, he's not supposed to be striking him in the face. I'm like, he said no, hitting him in the face. Didn't say kicking or elbowing.
It was fun semantics. I love that. We move on to match number 4. It is a fatal 4-way #1 contendership match for the LPW Grand Championship after March. It is the Rhinestone Cowboy Stephen Crowe taking on Berat, Gorani, Christian Starr, and Jaxx Wilder. This was when I saw the card go out for the Clandestine show, this was the match I was easily the most excited for. We've said a lot of great things about Stephen Crowe and Christian Starr and Jaxx Wilder and Berat. We love all these guys. A couple of fun things in this match. We get Stephen doing his drape the guy on the ropes into a Meteora type move. But instead he actually double stacks, gets Jaxx on the bottom, Christian above, and then just Meteoras them both. Very cool.
That double knee drop, like Sasha Banks style, I love that. It looked so good.
It was very good.
double one, like driving Starr into Wilder. That was just really cool. But like, I gotta give this to Wilder. Wilder was incensed. He kept just zeroing in on Crowe throughout the match because he just was pissed about last month.
Absolutely. He really wants his get back, and we'll talk more about him wanting his get back on the next show. But we get a really fun spot here where Berat grabs Christian, throws him off the ropes, but Christian manages to like twist, bounce off the ropes, and then bounce back and hit a forearm on Berat. It was really cool looking. Very awesome. Then we get there's a lot more. There's a Tower of Doom spot where Berat catches Crowe.
Well, no, in the Tower of Doom where Crowe was on top, then Jaxx and Starr were trying to suplex him, and then Berat comes in for the Tower of Doom, but then pulls two boys off while Crowe stayed up top and double powerbomb.
Yeah, it's the double powerbomb, and then Crowe hits I believe he hits a poison Rana on Berat here after the Tower.
He high crosses, and then gets caught, and then he puts him on the shoulders, but then he turns it into a poison Rana from there.
Yeah, and then after that, Christian hits a curb stomp on Crowe, and then Jaxx hits a pump kick on Christian. Everyone's down, and then we get the finish of the match where there's a flurry of kicks and moves that leaves Berat and Christian alone in the ring. Christian goes for his star cutter off of the springboard off the corner into the star cutter, but Berat manages to catch him, and he puts him up into a torture rack position and hits a torture rack neck breaker, which we are now calling the Greetings from Kosovo, to pick up the win in the #1 contendership for the Grand Championship in April.
Yeah. So Berat with a future opportunity, look most likely in April against the winner of T.Y. Jackson versus Stephen Crowe. So looking interesting because he could be facing a champion that wasn't even in this match. Very possible. It is very possible.
It is very possible.
This is LPW's of like the Eliminator series over on AEW, where you have a champion go in and try to see if somebody can last. If they can last, you get a title shot. And again, absolutely tremendous. I love some Berat Gorani. I was a little bit disappointed it wasn't Christian Starr because I love me some Christian Starr too. And I was a little sad that Jaxx didn't win too because I love me some Jaxx Wilder. But I like to see Berat become a double champion in April when he beats probably TY in April and becomes a dual tag team and LPW Grand Champion in April.
That'll be very cool.
And then she can go on and win the Challenge Championship, and the Paraleer can hold all the gold that matters. All the gold that matters, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. All the gold that matters. Zoe can keep the Scramble Championship.
Zoe can keep that Scramble, her Grand Championship, as she calls it on Friday. But, absolutely tremendous match. I thought all these guys worked so well together. There's a spot where Crowe went for a poison Rana to Berat, but Berat stops him and pulls him back up and over like an inverted Alabama slam into the corner.
That was so awesome.
Oh, such a good spot. Such a good spot.
So good. Such a great match. We must move on to the main event of the evening, of course. It is a match for the Clandestine.
No, not yet.
Not yet? Yeah, okay, now I can. Great, thank you. It is a match for the Clandestine Wrestling Society Championship of Salvation. It is a match between the champion, White Shirt William Taylor, taking on the plucky underdog, Lonestar Scotty Ace. We get the ever so wonderful intro here from Will Taylor. Unfortunately, it does interrupt Andre. Thoughts on this when this happened?
They cut my mic for this gentleman. For Mr. Taylor Sr. It's a little disappointed in that, but the man, Mr. Taylor Sr. is holy shit. That dude does a good job. I gotta say, he does a good freaking job introing his kid.
Yeah, it is very tough. He's very talented.
The stuff that he says, I don't agree with all of it, but the most handsome and everything about his kid, I don't know. I think it's just the dad on his ego at that point, but yeah.
I mean, fucking talking about his like rugged looks and stuff. Like, okay, Yeah, I mean, are you sure Will just didn't write this for
overinflated
you?
ego there.
Yeah. So this match is really fun. There's a lot of like action in the first half, but it really starts picking up after they go up. They get on outside, and Will slams Scotty down on the floor, and he looks over, and he sees Scotty's family, his wife and his two kids, and he wanders his way over.
His toddler and his infant child,
Baby, yeah,
like a
his toddler
baby.
and his infant child, and his wife, and he walks on over to them, gets in the wife's face, jaw jacks, and his wife rightfully slaps him in the face.
She's protecting her children. That's
Yeah,
what did the right thing.
she did the right thing.
Bitching about it after in the back, but no, she did the right thing.
Yeah. And Scotty, as he's getting up from the attack outside, he sees his lady slap Will, and that just lights that man's fire, and he starts going mental on Will Taylor. We get a great moment after that where Scotty goes up top and goes to dive at Will, but Will literally knees him in the face as he is diving down.
Oh, dude, I like it hit so hard. You saw Will grab his own knee.
Yeah.
After. He hit Scotty Ace that hard that he hurt himself. He hurt his own knee. Like that's how hard Scotty Ace's head is. Because his head is that hard because he has to wear that super heavy cowboy hat. That
fucking
hat weighs
300-pound hat.
Wait, that hat was weighing in at 275 pounds last night. It's been trimming down. But dude, you could see Will grab his knee after because he hit him so hard. Holy moly!
Yeah, it was a beautiful moment.
Yeah, that was crazy.
After that, we get a beautiful Ushigoroshi from Will. Love his Ushigoroshi. He's probably my favorite Ushigoroshi in the scene, at least in Edmonton. And after that, there is a ref bump. The ref Stu goes down, and of course, who comes out after that? But one Nate Nixon, his other mad lad.
This is the second time out because he had come out with Will, but then Scotty tossed him out of there, and Nate kind of tweaked his shoulder on that one.
Yeah, he kind of tweaked his shoulder, but he came back out, helping his bro, his lad, hits his big V trigger-esque knee to Scotty. Then Will hits a pile driver on Scotty. Nate wakes up Stu, and then he goes for the count. 1, 2. Will pulls up. Scotty says, "I'm not finished with him." And he ends the fairy tale of one Scotty Ace by putting him in a rear naked choke and choking the life out of the cowboy.
No. That was a crossface chicken wing.
That was a crossface chicken wing?
That was the Bob Backlund special, crossface chicken wing.
My bad. It looked like a rear naked choke from my angle.
Hooked the one arm and then put the choke in. So it's the choke, but it's the chicken wing pullback. So it's the crossface chicken wing.
Yeah, that's my bad. It looked like a rear naked choke from my angle. So he gets.
I don't think he cross faces I think it's a rear naked chicken wing, whatever you want to.
Rear naked chicken wing.
He puts it under because Backlund used to put it across the face, and that was the cross face.
Yeah, but he does it across the throat.
But he did his across the throat. But yeah, so it's
like a rear naked choke.
Chicken wing choke. The chicken wing choke. Yeah.
Chicken wing choke. He locks in the chicken wing choke until Scotty cannot answer. And
I know what we're calling it now. We're calling it choke a chick. We're calling it the choke a chicken.
The choke the chicken. Thank you.
Bill, that's the name of your submission now, sir. The choker chick.
So Will chokes the chicken. So Will chokes the chicken until Scotty cannot answer and his arm goes limp. And the bell is called. White shirt has retained the championship of salvation by choking the chicken. And my favorite part of this entire thing is that as I'm writing down the finish, he gets up in my face in the corner and he's like, "You paying attention now? Huh? You're wearing my shirt for no fucking reason?" Because I was wearing his shirt on the night. And all I can say is I'm sorry, Will. I just wanted to make it sound I wanted to make it sound good, but now apparently you're winning by choking your chicken, so I apologize. Thanks, Andre. Any thoughts?
No, well, man, always. Oh man, this match was incredible. Scotty Ace going for his final draw multiple times throughout the match, but could not successfully hit it in this match.
He couldn't.
But
The most he got on his signatures is I think he did get Will in a hog tie once.
He got a hog tie in the match, and he did also hit a spine buster.
It is a great spine buster.
Oh, it's phenomenal. But yeah, he absolutely tremendous match. And Will, again, showing why he's champion of Salvation. And I'm wondering, when does he cash in? When does he finally? Because he's gonna have to do at least one more title defense. Well, probably two, because now we know that Berat's going in April. Because like the champion of Salvation can either continue to defend the title, or they can cash in their championship for a shot at the Grand Championship on the following show.
Like, I did not know that was a thing.
Not the following month, right? Yeah. And then you get your what's the match? It's a survival match where wrestlers are constantly coming in, and the final person standing gets
a gauntlet,
the champion of Salvation.
Yeah.
Or you can win it just by pinning. Like Scotty Ace could have become the champion of Salvation tonight. But yeah, you eventually cash it in for the next the show the following month. So yeah,
cool. Yeah, I didn't know that was an option. That's cool.
It is. It is. That's how Stephen Crowe got his championship shot, I think. Yeah, Marz never got to because he lost it. Oh no, Marz cashed. Sorry, Crowe didn't because Marz beat him.
Yeah.
And Marz actually cashed his in, and then won the Grand Championship from.
Cool. Yeah, I didn't. That's cool. That's a cool little wrinkle there in the. Oh, that was a phenomenal main event.
So before we go to the next show, what was your match of the night, sir?
Yeah, this one I thought it was going to be tougher, but it's pretty obvious to me. The match of the night is the Fatal 4-Way. Just a great contest with 4 people that I really enjoy watching work. Very, very good chemistry between these 4. You can tell at least a couple of them have wrestled multiple times against each other. A lot of fun, creative things that I don't get to see too often. I like to shout out Christian and Berat for that weird springboard type maneuver. It looked way cooler than I think most people thought it was. To me, it was very cool. This is just a great contest for me. Absolutely. Match of the night, easy. What about you, my friend?
Main event, championships of Salvation. Absolutely incredible match. These 2 killed it. I said that knee, hitting that knee so hard he hurt his own knee doing it. Legit, I thought he was done. He was grabbing his knee. I was like, he's done. Absolutely incredible match between these 2. And Scotty Ace, I think the dude, again, he's a guy just getting better every time I see him. He's absolutely tremendous. Give me more with these guys, and absolutely stellar. And the finish with the choke the chicken finish, absolutely tremendous.
Will is gonna murder us next time he sees us.
That's okay. It's a good way to die. But yeah, absolutely tremendous match. Absolutely tremendous match.
Phenomenal match, absolutely. But now that the Clandestine show is over, we can now move on to the main event of the podcast. It is our review of LPW 45, A Fistful of Tights. Let me just say, I say this every time, I feel like, but this is my favorite poster design so far. Love the callback to Fistful of Dollars.
I liked it. I like it, but it's not my favorite. I've had more favorites.
That's understandable.
So we get into this show. We get the show underway with our first match of Fistful of Tights. It is Sheik, Shabaz, your one half your LPW Tag Team Champions, taking on Dean Richtor, part of Team Rich King. it's as Sheik posted online. This is bald on bald crime.
Bald on bald crime. I loved that. I lost my shit when I saw that.
A lot of good back forth reversals early up. Each one getting out of each other's finishers. Sheik hitting the scoop slam, goes for the tope atomico, but Dean gets the knees up and then hits with the suplex into the drop into the face buster, and then follows up with a knee to the back of the head. Absolutely incredible combo. Dean getting that big hesitation drop kick in the corner for 2. Big German out of the corner by Dean at one point. Or sorry, Sheik reverses the lariat into a neckbreaker. Dean fights back. They fight in the corner. Dean gets a German out of the corner and then falls there with the haluva fist in the corner for 2. Beautiful deadlift German by Dean, gets reversed, and Sheik hits his own deadlift German. And both men are down. Sheik with those flying uppercuts across the ring that he does. Hit the spinning leg lariat, then hits the kamikaze into the second rope elbow drop for 2. Dean ends up reversing a move into a jawbreaker on the top of his head and gets a choke bomb for 2. Dean goes up, but Sheik scales up behind him, hits a belly to belly suplex, or belly to belly suplex off the top rope. He goes for the razor's edge, but Thad picks the leg. And Dean hits him with the roll, and he gets distracted. So Dean hits him with the rolling fist arm and follows it up with the KOD for the win.
Very cool match. The KOD I called the seismic fist driver every time I could. Normally I yell it out. Normally I yell it out word by word, but of course with my throat the way it was, could not do that, unfortunately. And that choke bomb he's been doing recently, where he lifts one of their legs and then does the choke bomb. I love that. That's such a cool and unique way. I did come up with a name for it. I called it the Richtor scale.
Yeah, that's what it's called. It's called the Richtor scale now.
Yeah, that's cool.
This is a great opener. I was going to say the Dean Destroyer, but no, Richtor scale is better. Yeah. If he ever does a pile driver, we're calling it the Dean Destroyer. But
nice, absolutely, yeah, very good. There we go.
I thought really fun opener. Like really solid. Both these guys working absolutely tremendous together, especially coming off of the Oil Rumble where they faced off in tag action. Oh no.
They did not. No. Dean and Rich fought the Voros twins.
I'm wrong. I apologize. My brain is not working properly.
It is what it is.
I'm sorry. But yeah, absolutely tremendous. And again, we'll see more from these 2 teams later in the night, but because we have Berat versus Rich King,
which will be great. This was an awesome match. Very fun opener. Love seeing these 2 work. Everything you said, I'll say twice. It was very good.
Yeah, strong opener. We moved on to our second match of the show. It is the Lonestar Scotty Ace versus from you can find him in Milan, New York, and Japan. He is the Runaway model, Nick Shostastyk.
One point about Nick Shostastyk's entrance. This time, to prevent the snafu he had last month where he couldn't get his pants off, he has tearaway pants now.
Yes. Again, that's the third guy in the city with tearaway pants now?
Well, I can only think of 2. Who's the third?
Well, Mitch. Yeah. There's somebody else. Okay, there's somebody else that used to do the tearaway pants. Okay, so he's 2. So there's Mitch and Nick now in tearaway pants.
Pants.
Yeah, there's somebody else. I can't remember.
Arguably, Mitch does it better.
Maybe I just have Taichi on my brain because Taichi. That's who I always.
We do love Taichi tearaway pants. Absolutely.
Yeah, nobody beating the Taichi tearaway pants, but
no one beats Taichi in that market.
No, but yeah, these 2 kick out. Go to the second match of the show. Nick dominating early. Scotty eventually fights back, goes for a final drop. It gets dropped into an atomic drop and sent through the ropes to the floor. He comes back in. Goes to toss Nick out of the ring, but Nick ends up skinning the cap. But then Scotty drop kicks him while he's hanging on the side of the ring, and then hits a suicida to the floor. He goes for the final draw off the apron on the floor, but ends up getting
cool if he hit that.
But it gets reversed into a suplex onto the apron. Looked brutal as F.
Yep.
That looked like it hurt, and then Nick pushed him back in the ring for 2. Nick getting the hard whip, like those really hard whips into the corner.
And then Scotty does like the turnbuckle, the Bret Hart turnbuckle to the sternum spot.
A sternum bump.
Looks brutal every time I see it.
Scotty fights back, hits a kick from the apron, then he comes off the top with a high cross. He goes for a wheelbarrow bulldog, but it gets stopped, and he puts Scotty up top. But as he goes up to hit a super backdrop off the top, Scotty reverses into a super final draw off the top. Looked amazing. And if you don't know what a final draw is, it is these
sliced bread number 2.
The standing sliced bread is what he usually hits it in the ring. The shinrai, if you want to be nasty and talk Japanese, is the shinrai. Shinrai. But yeah, hits that off the top.
It looks phenomenal. There were a couple clips I saw circulating online. So good.
Yeah, hits it off the top of the super final draw, but he kind of bounces away from him, so he has to like slowly crawl over. So he's delayed on getting the cover. He only gets 2 out of it,
because
and
Nick just
puts a foot on the
barely
time. So yeah,
just barely gets his foot on the rope.
Like I think if he would have gotten to him right away, I don't think Nick would have had the wherewithal to get the leg up because he had the extra few seconds to kind of get his wits about him. He thought, "Oh, a mirror rope foot." But I think if he would have got him immediately, it would have been over. So they start striking each other. Scotty scores a running knee to the face. Both are down. And the intangible Zoe and the lads make their way out. And the lads attack Nick and Scotty, resulting in, I'm going to say, a draw, no contest, whatever you want to call it.
Final draw.
No, it's not the final draw that's ever going to happen. But yeah, it's a no contest. And Zoe starts talking on the mic while the lads are in the ring with Scotty and Nick, and says it should be named Intangible Zoe Sager Pro Wrestling, IZSPW. Yeah, that doesn't roll off the tongue.
Not many promotions have 5 letters in their acronym.
Outside of Omega, I really don't know any.
Yeah.
Hardy's promotion when they were young.
That's the only other one I can think of.
The Organization of Modern Extreme Grappling Arts. Yeah, the Zoe.
That's such a good name.
IZSPW just it doesn't have a flow to it. I'm sorry, Zoe.
You can't. As a fan, you can't chant IZSPW. IZSPW. It sounds weird.
Yeah, it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. It doesn't have like a AEW. It doesn't have that kind of thing that rolls off the tongue. And she said this has always been her show since LPW began. Lads hit a super buck nasty to Shostastyk. Zoe says it's her show and her moment. And this is where Nate has Scotty against the ropes, and he's like humping the back of his head, really creepy like.
I did not notice that.
Oh, I did. It was right in front of my face.
Right in your face.
It was directly in front of me when it was happening. Yeah. And then they hit him with a super buck nasty. And she says, with the lads by her side, nothing stops the intangible. So since they're out there, Spencer makes his way out, introduces the 3 of them, and then the Scramble Championship match time, introduces 3 of them. And then he intros the Short Kings make their way out together. And we get our Scramble Championship match right there.
This was the match that I was easily the most confused about when Spencer booked it last month. I know we talked about it on that show. I'm going to briefly talk about it again. This is a Scramble Championship match. Everyone's supposed to be for themselves, going for that one singles belt. Here's the problem. You have Zoe and her bitches, the Mad Lads, and the Short Kings. It's a 3-on-2 handicap match. So there is basically 0 chance the Short Kings win this because of the numbers game. Now, how do they go about remedying this? That will be seen now.
Yeah. So everybody's in the ring. Zoe's yelling at Thickness. Thickness punches Zoe. All hell breaks loose. Everybody starts brawling. And then, I'm not going to go through everything because this was
it's a long match.
Marz gets tripped on a dive attempt by Zoe at one point, and the lads attack Thickness, and they hit that jump, and they attack Thickness, taking out, and then they hit Marz with that, or they take Marz out, and they hit Thickness with the jumping knee FU combo.
Yeah.
Will hits a jumping knee to Thickness on the shoulder. Nate hits that FU. Looks really good.
Very good.
The lads whip Marz into the chairs on the floor. Dude, just lots of crazy. Will hits beautiful, like he's doing this new move where he puts a wrestler on the ropes and then runs into the ropes to bounce them back forward, hits the other side, then comes back and hits a lariat. He did it in his match with Scotty also.
Yeah.
We did this here. It looked really good.
Very
good. Zoe hits a beautiful looking drop kick to the back to pin Thickness after the double team from the Mad Lad, but Marz does break up the pin at one point. Marz takes out Zoe and attacks the lads and hits a moonsault to both the lads in the ring. Zoe hits Marz with a scorpion kick, shit to stomp in the ropes, but to the apron. Has Marz ropes but facing out, and she hits it to the apron. Looked nasty. Zoluva kicks in the ring. And she hits a Zoluva kick in the ring I think it's to Marz. And then nasty German gets hit to him. Then the Tope Atomico, or the Tope Elboico, whatever you want to call it, from the Tope Atomico from Will, all to Marz was just. I love that. Now it's a 3-way move. I'm like, this is even better.
3 move. Yeah, this is cool. They have that chemistry to weave their offense together seamlessly.
Yeah, Thickness returns at one point, stops the Super Buck Nasty, takes out the lads. Hits spears to both lads in the corner, but Zoe out of nowhere with another Zoluva kick to Thickness. Lots of craziness throughout. Germans are flying everywhere. Thickness spears Nate in the corner, and then Marz hits a splash, and then splash into the corner, and then a cannonball from Thickness to Nate there in the corner, and then just absolute tremendousness here. So much crazy, man. I've got so many notes for this match.
Yeah, plenty.
They end up taking Thickness out, and they tie up Marz in the ropes, and he's getting chopped. Thickness ends up returning and spearing both the lads at once. Zoe slaps him, but Will saves her from the Blue Thunder bomb. And lots of brawling, and the Thickness and Marz end up hitting the meat in the middle knee strikes that from like Guardiano and Ciampa.
Yeah,
Will. Nate returns, attacking the Kings. They get the neckbreaker power slam combo to Nate, and then the powerbomb backdrop. But the Short Kings can't decide who gets the cover. And the crowds are chanting rock, paper, scissors. But Marz tells Thickness to take the pin, and he dives onto Nate on the floor because they did it to Will. And then as Thickness is going to go for the pin, Zoe grabs him from the apron, claws his eyes, and like rips his parts of his face. Thickness is on the mat, grabbing at his face. Zoe slides in, pins Will. 1, 2, 3.
Yep. Zoe retains. So Zoe effectively steals the win thanks to the numbers game, which is what everyone expected. And then we get post-match. Marz gets a mic. Post-match.
I've got the whole thing written down.
You've got the whole thing written down? Please go ahead.
Marz says the reason she dumped them is because they wouldn't be Zoe's bitches. And this is where we get a Zoe's bitches chant from the entire crowd.
Yep, lit up the crowd with that chant. Yep.
Thickness calls her a bitch. Zoe will get what's coming to her. Next month, they want the Mad Lads, and they will do it like true royalty. Because Marz says they will do it with violence, and they aren't dead ever. And Spencer says, yeah, this is happening. Short Kings, Mad Lads next month.
Cool. Yeah. I will say the one thing you missed on that promo is that when Reid takes the mic, he doesn't just say that Zoe's a bitch. He says, I want to talk to the biggest bitch here.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. He calls her the biggest bitch there. Yeah. But absolutely incredible. I'm ready for Mad Lads versus Short Kings.
I can't wait to see what crazy stuff they do on that show next month. It's gonna be crazy.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm wild. I'm excited.
Good. And we move on to another singles contest. It is Christian Starr versus Lumberjack Larry Woods. Fucking Larry. Let's go.
Larry.
I'm ready. I was ready for both these guys. I'm excited for both of them in this match. Spot early on, Starr wrestles Larry into the corner and then just like pats him on the ball spot.
Yeah, I was gonna mention that. That's so funny.
Reverses back and forth into Larry hitting a flapjack. Elbow atomico misses. Larry rolls to the apron, gets drop kicked off the apron to the floor, and Starr hits the tope suicida. Larry back in the ring a little bit. Larry hits a bunch of kicks and hits that jumping double up kick that he does. Love that move. And then an attack Starr in the corner, hits strikes and Starr fights back and he gets the 10 punches. Larry fights back and goes for a saw line, but Starr reverses it into the Snapdragon.
Beautiful Snapdragon.
He goes for the three star Migos, but he only gets 2. Larry reverses the third into an inside cradle for 2. Great stuff. Larry firing up, but Starr fights off the shoulder blocks, hits the super kick, then goes for the second rope Rana, but he catches him and hits him with the Styles Clash, but can only get 2. Larry comes off the top, or Larry goes to the top, but Thad music hits and is playing, and Thad's looking around, wondering where Thad is, and out of nowhere, Starr hits him up top, comes up with him, and then hits the Spanish Fly off the top. 1, 2, 3. And Christian Starr pins Lumberjack Larry Woods.
Very happy with the results. Not entirely happy with how Christian got the win.
No.
But
I was like, oh, is Christian joining Team Rich? But no, but Larry starts shoving.
Can I talk about the post-match, please?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so post-match, Larry's pissed. He's pushing Christian. He's like, what are you doing? Are you with them? And Christian's like, no, dude, I'm not with them. I just took an opportunity. And it's like, yeah, of course you would. If you were in a match, you would take an opportunity if it's laid out open to you. And then Thad gets on the mic and he's like speaking like he's God. Larry, you think I would come out there? Yada, yada. That would ruin the restraining order because don't forget he has a restraining order on Larry. I'm up in the balcony somewhere. I'm far enough away that nothing is going to happen. Of course, Larry is distracted by this, so is Christian. Dean comes out from behind the curtain, gets in the ring, knocks them both down, beats them both down, so that, Christian rolls out of the ring, gets out of there pretty quickly, so that he isn't beaten up anymore, needs to save himself for other opportunities. Larry is still being beaten down, and then who comes out but one Rich King? He comes out with a chair and he lays a couple of other things to the side, but he comes out with a chair mainly, gets into the ring, starts laying into Larry with chair shots. He hits Larry with a Rich Olympic Slam on the stage first.
Yeah.
Then he lays into Larry with chair shots. Then they go and they get another chair, and this one, instead of being a folding chair, is more like one of the chairs you would sit on in the venue at a table. Mm-hmm. He gets a chair, puts it down on the stage. He picks up Larry with Dean's help. They sit him down in the chair. Then they grab this like blue teal rope thing. I don't know exactly what it is, but they tie Larry to the chair.
50 Shades of Larry Woods.
50 Shades of Lumberjack. And then Rich pulls out a razor. And he begins...
Like a full-on trim. Not a blade razor, but like a trimmer.
Yeah, not like a razor blade, but like a barber's, like a trimmer.
Barber's trimmer.
And he starts the long, arduous process of trimming and shaving Larry's head.
Well, he actually shaves a part into his beard, too.
He carves a part of his beard out, and then he starts shaving his long hair. All the while, the crowd look on, mortified, most of them. Some of them are laughing. I know which ones are laughing. Yeah. So Larry is eventually... he has a bunch of his hair taken off of him, and then Rich pulls out a plastic bag, He takes a good chunk of that hair, and he puts it in the plastic bag for safekeeping, holds it up. And the whole time he's shaving Larry's head, there are people coming through the curtain trying to stop him, but Dean knocks them all down. First, Daniel Kramer, CWS trainee, comes out. Daniel Kramer.
I messed it up in November, so
yeah. CWS trainee and cameraman on Tonight comes out. Bang. See you later. Then I believe, forearm from Dean. Then I believe Dustin, the production guy, comes out and he gets knocked out. And then the third guy that comes out is Ben, and he tries to reason with Rich and talk to Rich about how screwed up this whole situation is. And then Rich is nodding along as Ben is talking. Then he looks to Ben. Then he looks to Dean, gives him a nod.
He puts the finger up.
Yeah,
and then just goes. And
thumbs down. Looks to Dean. Dean, boom, knocks Ben down.
It's a discus into the forearm that he smashed Ben with. He went
he absolutely ruined Ben with that, and Ben is down in the middle of the curtain. And then Rich and Dean.
He falls through the curtain. His legs are sticking out, and they stay there for a couple more minutes.
They just hold on that. He just stays there, and then as he bags up the hair, he does the pose. Instead of putting the tip up, he just holds up the bag.
No. And then he had the bag, but he was also doing the tip.
Oh, he did the tip and the bag. My bad. He did the tip and the bag, and
he did the same thing on his own entry. He did the same thing during another spot where he held both. That he held the bag as he had the tip up.
Nice. So he does that, and then Dean and Rich leave, and then
the refs,
medical personnel start swarming over towards Larry, and then Larry, as that's happening, he's doing the Batman Arkham City thing where he's wiggling in the chair until he eventually falls over. Very cool. And then Spencer finally gets to the stage. He looks at Larry, and then he looks up at Boris or production and is like, no, cut to intermission, go to intermission, cut the stream. And then we went to intermission while they were dealing with Larry on the stage and all the hair on the stage. Yeah. So this was a fun match, and I think the post-match was even more entertaining. Yeah.
The match was incredible. These two, I thought, were absolutely phenomenal. I know speaking with one Lumberjack Larry about a week ago at another show, he did say he was super excited to be getting in the ring with one Christian Starr, and it lived up to what I was hoping it would be. These two killed it in the ring together. But then that post-match was it was devastating in a way, just to see it being the friendship is just completely been broken, and it's just Rich rubbing salt in the wounds. Now, the more cutting the beard, cutting the hair. I did see Larry out in the venue after the show, but he had his Duke on, so he was hiding his hair.
Of course, I would too.
Yeah, it was devastating because again, especially after a show in January that we saw a Rad's Union, and then seeing Larry work last week, I was really fired up on Larry. And then I'm dedicated to Rich King. He's my boy, Rich King, till the end. But it's just heartbreaking to see that the Rads are so fractured. And now taking out Ben like that, it just hurts even more.
It's like another dagger in the heart, which. It sucks because we're so loyal to one Rich King, but seeing what used to be, it absolutely hurt. Seeing what used to be destroyed so matter of factly, it was tough to watch.
It really was.
It was super entertaining though, but it was tough to watch. Very tough to watch.
Very hard to watch, but entertaining as hell match. So we went to intermission. We came back with your semi-main event of the evening. It is the King of the North, one Rich King, with his manager, Thaddeus Richtor III, taking on the other half of the LPW Tag Team Champions, Mr. Berat. He's jacked, he's juicy, he's Berat Gorani.
Lovely.
Rich using his team early for distractions and stuff on Berat to attack him, but Berat does eventually fight back, hits him with a running cross, and falls up with that move off the shoulders, that twisting one into the knee. I know where that is. That's the tiebreaker. That's the
that is the tiebreaker.
That's the second version of the tiebreaker. It's Ty Dillinger's move or / Sean Spears. Because originally his original tiebreaker was the Ushigoroshi, but then Styles came to WWE and was using Ushigoroshi, so he switched it to the spin off into the facebuster on the knee.
That is the tiebreaker. Wow.
Yeah, so it's the tiebreaker, but falls up, missing the Shining Wizard though. Distracts Berat, but gets knocked off the apron. This is where Rich comes in with his schoolboy suplex for 2. Dean again stopping Berat, suplexing Rich from the apron, and Rich gets a stunner on the ropes, into the ropes. Then hits a tips up DDT, but he only gets 2. Rich then applies the money clip, aka the Cobra Clutch. But Berat fights up, but Rich hits him with like a Cobra Clutch money clip suplex. Has the Cobra Clutch or money clip in, and then suplexes him while in it. It looked brutal as hell.
It was brutal as heck.
Berat goes for the rope walk, but gets cut off, and then crotching Berat up top. So he does the vertical leap to the top and hits the Rana off the top, but only gets 2 when he gets on the delayed cover. Berat does fight back, hits the greeting, and it hits him with a greetings from Kosovo. But he only
pretty sure he reversed an 867 driver into the greetings from Kosovo. Yeah.
Yes, he did reverse the 867 into a greetings from Kosovo, but only gets 2. And this is where Thad gets back into interfering. This is where he gets up on the apron, distracts the ref, and this is where Dean comes in, hits the rolling fist arm to the back of Berat's head, and Rich picks him up. Rich Olympic slam. And he gets the win.
Big win for Rich
King.
King.
I love it, but it hurts because I love me some Berat Gorani, but I love me some Rich King, and it's just like, oh my god, it's heartbreaking, but it's awesome. All in the same time. One of those
don't make me choose, but also I love to watch.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about the post match?
Yeah. So the post match, Sheik comes out, and gets in their grill, complains, saying that you needed 2 people to beat me, you needed 3 people to beat Berat. Says that he is the best bald man in the promotion, which got a laugh out of me. They
just added a new one in Larry.
They did add a new one in Larry, but I mean he's not close. He pushes for Paralira versus Rich and Dean next month for the tag titles. Spencer does eventually relent and books it, and he says that Sheik ends off the promo by saying, Berat may have the kids, but next month, Rich and Dean, you're going to be the one calling me daddy. As the crowd chants, Sheik is daddy.
Yeah. Oh, there's a great spot where he calls Thad a donut.
He does call Thad a donut. I didn't write that down.
And then and says Dean and Rich are just come up a little bit too short.
Yeah. Great. Just a little bit.
Oh, that was funny. I did laugh at that one.
Very funny. I'm sad I didn't write that down.
Yeah.
We get Paralira versus Rich and Dean next month. That's going to be a heck of a match.
I am so ready for that match because you got Team Rich versus versus Paralira. I'm so in for that. That's going to be great. Again, this match was really, really good, but just a lot of interference throughout. Rich capitalizing on the advantages he has, but with that amount of interference, why wasn't Sheik out there the whole time?
Right?
You kind of have to give Sheik a little bit of crap here that your boy is out there. He's now outnumbered 3-1 in this match. Why he wasn't out there for his boy in this match, I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't understand it either. Did he even come out during the entrance? I don't remember.
No, it was just Berat on his own.
So, I don't know, maybe
Berat came out during Sheik's entrance.
Yeah, my thoughts are maybe Sheik had to nurse something from the match, maybe, but again, who knows? Maybe Sheik really did think that Berat could handle it. Who knows what the
usually he can, but when you got a 3-1 disadvantage, it's sometimes you gotta support your boy.
At least shore up the defense. Yeah.
So I'll give Sheik some crap for Berat getting screwed over here. I'm gonna give Sheik some crap for that because he should have been out there helping to even the odds.
Dad's
only a donut, so he doesn't really count.
Yeah, but at least it countered Dean.
Yeah, counter Dean, who really was the deciding factor with that rolling fist arm.
Yeah, he really was the
Dean siding
vote.
The Dean siding part of this match.
Yeah.
We move on. Main event of the evening, 6-person tag match with the winner picking the stipulation at LPW 46. The championship. Yep. So we have the team of T.Y. Jackson, the Canadian Goose, Kyle Shaw, and one Jaxx Wilder taking on the Clandestine Societies. Taryn from accounting, LPW Challenge Champion Michael Richard Blais, and the LPW Grand Champion Mr. Stephen Crowe.
Yep.
Crowe goes to start the match with TY, but immediately tags out to Blais.
That was my favorite part.
Yeah, so good. Great chain wrestling from Blais and TY. The acrobatics, the transitions, absolutely incredible here. Crowe comes in, hitting TY from behind. Crowe is in, starts slapping Goose. Goose slaps him back. Crowe slaps him back. They're just slapping each other hard across the face. Yep. Goose ends up with hitting a spin out DDT to Crowe. TFA, and then runs over to the corner, tagging out to TFA. Great stuff here. I missed a little spot here, just because I had to go. I was feeling a little bit lightheaded, so I had to go kind of walk around and get myself kind of. I only missed like a minute or two. Came back when Jaxx is in. He's in the rope. He's in the match with TFA. And he hits a boot from the apron, comes back in, and hits a spine buster. TFA hits a boot from the apron, comes back in, and hits Jaxx with the spine buster for 2. Lots of great stuff here. There's so much in this match. Blais ends up tossing Goose out at one point, and then ends up being sent to the floor by TY. And TY hits a big old dive over the top to the floor. It looked amazing. Everybody on the floor. TY ends up reversing the final consecration, toasted bagel, into a code red. Absolutely incredible. Everyone on this is probably everyone on the floor. TY hits that tope con hilo. Just great. Blais slides in, gets a tope suicida to everybody on the floor. Crowe ends up getting his title belt, hits TY with the belt, but is delayed on the cover because Fitz has to get back in the ring because he was on the floor dealing with everybody. TY out at 2, which is like, oh, thank Christ. TFA tosses Goose into the chairs on the floor. Blais suplexes Jaxx onto these chairs that people are sitting on, not folding chairs, just chair. Suplexes them up and onto the top parts of the back of the chairs. Looked absolutely Crowe's in. And they're all in. They all tag each other in. TFA hits the head kick, and the boys go for the magic killer, but it gets TY fights it off, hits a house call kick to TFA, takes out Blais with lariats and kicks, goes to the top, hits an O face onto Michael Richard Blais, aka the Eclipse, whatever you want to call it. This is the O face onto Blais.
That's what that's called. Okay, good.
Well, you speak the Eclipse when she was in NXT WWE, but now it's called the O face in AEW. TY hits a super kick to Crowe into the corner, but Blais blind tags his brother. So TY hits a disaster kick off the ropes to Crowe, goes to the top, swanton bomb, goes for the pin, but Blais comes in, grabs him, picks him up, final consecration on TY Jackson. 1, 2, 3. And
the society wins.
And Crowe gets to pick the stipulation. Then Crowe goes off on his brother here because he's pissed off he didn't get the win here. But it's like, your brother got you the advantage, you little jerk.
What a jerk. What a terrible brother. Steven continues to be pissy here. Sick. He gets the mic. He says that the crowd, he's sick of us fans chanting for a loser like TY. He says he gives conflicting information here because he says next month that the match will be rodeo rules, even though on the marketing it says rhinestone rules. I think they're the same thing, basically. It's bloodline rules. Anything goes.
He says anything goes. Cowboy brings the weapons.
Yep. So we get that. That's the stipulation for the show next month. for the Grand Championship. Crowe continues to whine, asks for TFA to get him a chair to continue.
Well, he asked Blais. Blais won't.
And then he asked TFA to do it to continue the beatdown.
TFA
sadly does agree and goes out, grabs a chair. And then Steven, the psychopathic little ass he is, goes and sets up a Pillmanizing attempt on TY's arm. Immediately, MRB is disgusted and leaves the ring. Turns around.
He demands Blais to do it, but he is disgusted and leaves. And then he demands TFA to do it. And eventually TFA just gets out of the ring. She doesn't want anything to do with that.
Yeah. And then he says, all right, I don't need you. I'll do it myself. Gets up top. Or no, he doesn't even get up top. He just Pillmanizes him straight up. He just raw stomps on that chair and fucking ruins TY's arm. And you can tell he's in pain. He is flopping around the ring. He's slapping with his good arm. You can tell he's in a lot of pain. The society does leave at this point, I believe.
Well, he did stand over TY for a second, holding the belt up.
Yeah, and then the society leaves. And then TY somehow, showing all of the willpower and determination that the man has, he gets up himself. He doesn't accept help from anyone around him. He gets up. He takes the mic from Spencer. He cuts a promo saying that there's a little saying, it gets worse before it gets better. And this is about it as worse as it's gotten for me. And he says, but I'm going to get up on my own 2 feet. I'm going to go to the hospital by myself. I'm going to sit in that ER, that waiting room as long as I need to. I'm going to get that doctor to fix my arm up. And I don't care how much he says that I'm not cleared, how much he says that I shouldn't do it, how much anyone says that I shouldn't do it. I'm going to walk back into this building on March 21st, and I'm going to take that belt from the cowboy, and you're going to be chanting, TY's our champ, except this time it's going to be real. Phenomenal promo. Absolute cinema.
Great way to set up that match. Yeah. So the next show is on a Saturday. So the Clandestine Society shows are usually on Thursdays, with LPW on Friday. Next month, in 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
3 weeks. March. It is not the end of month this time because due to scheduling conflict with the Rec Room South Common, they have moved to the weekend before. So March 20th and 21st, Friday and Saturday, 20th, we'll have the Clandestine Society LPWxCWS 34 featuring myself as ring announcing on the Friday, and then the Saturday will be LPW 46 Savage Love featuring this match right here: Crowe versus TY, Rhinestone Rodeo Rules
for the LPW Grand Championship. Also featuring Short Kings versus Mad Lads
and Paralira versus Team Rich
for the tag team championships.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be. They've already set up so much for that show. It is going to be a phenomenal night. If you can, absolutely do try and pick up tickets for this because this
we already have ours.
You do not want to miss.
We already have ours.
Yeah, we have ours. So come see us and come see. Hopefully, TY finally getting the monkey off of his back.
He will. Don't worry.
He will. He should. He will. That was a heck of a show. Yeah.
But we have one more thing to do before we get to that ending. We need to talk about what your match of the night is.
All righty. Yeah, so I thought about it. It was a tough decision. There was a lot of good on this show. But I think eventually I did have to relent with the match that made me feel the most. And that would be the main event, the 6-man tag. I relate so much to the story of one TY, the underdog, where everything goes wrong for him, and he eventually does win out in the end. And it speaks to a large amount of me when I love wrestling.
You love wrestling?
Yeah, I do love wrestling. This weekend was really tough for me. I'm going to be transparent because I've been sick this week. And I haven't been able to cheer nearly as loudly as I usually do at these shows. And it's really put me in a bad mood at times. But this match, it made me feel in a way that I, normally am able to get out with really loud cheers. This match resonated with me on an emotional level that I genuinely cannot describe accurately. So this is easily my pick for match of the night. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. What about you, my friend?
So my match of the night, as you said, this is a tough weekend for you. This is a tough weekend for me. There's as I record this today, it's the anniversary of my father passing away. 4-year anniversary. So this weekend is this has been a hard month because just dealing with the feelings that I had from that month leading up to him passing away. But wrestling has been a great way to make me feel a lot better. It allows me to kind of lose myself in a world of awesomeness that I absolutely love. And I all the professional wrestlers that help me in that there. I appreciate my friend here for helping me in there. But I'm going to say the match that helped me fall the deepest into that happiness in forgetting about the world around me. Scotty Ace versus the Runaway model, Nick Shostastyk. I got to give it to him. I love this match. It was absolutely tremendous. And it's one of the few matches that it's one of the only matches on the show that didn't have a controversial finish. I think it's the only match on this show that didn't have a controversial finish.
What do you mean it didn't have a controversial finish? The Mad Lads ruined it.
I know, because it was a draw. So it doesn't have that somebody got screwed over to get their kind of cheated almost to get their win.
Okay.
But it's just everything leading up to that finish was absolutely tremendous that it overtakes that finish for me. You know what I mean?
Glad.
So I'm going with this because I thought, even though it ended up in the no contest, I thought these two absolutely killed it. And it's two guys that are rising stars in the world of LPW. Easily, both of these guys could be champions down the road. And I love them both. Absolutely. And I'm a big fan of one Scotty Ace. So you got to give it to Scotty Ace versus Nixon Shostastyk.
Yeah, that was a great match. Definitely not what I
understand. I know I didn't sound right, but I hadn't finished what I was saying. I know it was a controversial ending, but it was just an ending. But it's not like kind of Larry got screwed on that finish.
TY got screwed.
TY got screwed. Sheik got screwed. Berat got screwed. So I was like, this is the cleanest of the. I guess the main event technically is the cleanest of the controversial finishes, but
this is the least I see.
Neither man lost, or neither man won off the other's. Yeah, so
neither man won through dastardly means, and neither man lost.
Yeah, so I'll give it that. But I absolutely loved it. So yeah,
it was great. Yeah, no, definitely not what I expected, but great.
Yeah,
that's the end of the show.
Got to keep you guessing. But with that said, I'm going to ask you, buddy, where can they find you?
Absolutely, you can find me on the Blue Sky at awscomedy.bluesky.social. You can find me on the Instagrams at awscomedyeg. And if you want to watch me, my buddy Malcolm, and my buddy Andreas, talk nonsense and make stupid jokes while talking and reviewing about Power Rangers, you can check that out at the Morphomania Podcast, youtube.com/@humanoidfreak2515. We just did... Excuse me. Last week, we did release a 3.5-hour supercut of the best of Season 1. That's been getting decent traction. It's a lot of jokes, I will give you that. You don't need to watch it all at once. Trust me, I won't. But he is currently working on the premiere of Season 2. Lord Zed is coming. He is a half an hour into that video, and we were talking at Love that, he's really surprised at how much I was glazing Lord Zed, but it's pretty obvious he is the best villain in that franchise. At least one of the best. But yeah, no, Season 2 premiere is coming, and then we're actually going to be able to start recording new episodes. We're actually almost at present day timeline, hopefully featuring this guy. Absolutely. But yeah, you can check that out there. And I'll give a quick shout out to the Grindstone Theater, as I always do. My favorite place in the world, subsidized theater space for new and emerging artists of all kinds. This time, I don't have any specific show to shout out, so I am just going to shout out their Thursday night improv series. They run a show every Thursday at 7 p.m. featuring some of the best and brightest improvisers in the city. Some of my favorite people like Kamal, people like Jared, people like Annie and Nick, And there's so many more. There's literally too many to name. They have the best improvisers in the city, and they put them through a theater sports Who's Line style show where the points don't really matter at the end, and the winner, it doesn't really matter. It's a lot of fun. Trust me, I've been to a lot of these Thursday night improv shows. They're so fun. They usually do a running series at Fringe where they do a King of the Hill style thing where the points do matter for a while and then they don't matter anymore. It's a lot of fun. But that's enough out of me. Andre C., where can they find you, my friend?
You can find me over on the X and Blue Sky at that Canada guy, Instagram and Threads at that Canada dude. You can also see me over at our local establishment where I do my show, The Point of View, every Sunday, which we just did as this releases earlier today, because we're dropping this show on Sunday afternoon. I just did that show earlier today, talking some footy, some NHL, and then I did F1 season, the 2026 F1 season preview breakdown, talking about all the racers and all 11. Now gone from 10 to 11 teams this year. So you can check that out over at our local establishment on their YouTube page. You can see us live every Sunday on Point of View on YouTube and Twitch. Then you can also find me right here, Backbreaker Video, where we do our show, The Pop Spot, and we also have our show, Pop Spot Presents, which there will be a new episode coming out in March. Do not have our guest quite lined up yet, but we have a guest for that show coming. We'll have an episode coming out in March, hopefully in between a special episode of Pop Spot that we have coming up in a week, and probably in the space
in between that episode and the love episode.
On the 6th, going to shows on the 20th. So in between, we're actually going to be going to the Monster Pro Wrestling show on the 6th. So we've been focused between the 8th or 9th. So we'll be reviewing that. So you'll probably see this Pop Spot Presents come out anywhere between the 13th and the 17th.
Somewhere in there.
We'll find somebody to talk to, and we'll chat all about the world of professional wrestling.
Someone at Monster is very happy that we're reviewing this show.
Yeah, and then lots of other great content
coming.
Yeah, I was going to say, lots of other great content right here on Backbreaker Video. And you can see Mike live on Twitch at twitch.tv/Mike the Ref for all his AEW watch-alongs. And then Backbreaker Pro Wrestling every Wednesday after his Dynamite watch-along. Check it out. And you see replays of his gaming content over at
Pop Spot Monsters. They're going to be on the show this week coming up. I know it.
You're going to be on the show. I'm facing off against Hoju, and I'm going to take him down. And then you have YouTube, and you can check the replays of all the great gaming content, youtube.com/@backbreaker_gaming. So, yes. Yeah. And then one more shout out to Love for Wrestling. Go to lovewrestling.ca. Also, go over to Tixer to get your tickets to Love Wrestling. Again, March 20th and 21st. If you buy a ticket for the show on the 21st, you will get a free ticket to the show on the 20th. Or if you just can't only make it out on the 20th for the Friday night show for LPWxCWS, it's only $10. Come out, watch some great professional wrestling.
Absolutely. Can I get a big pop for that?
Sorry. Hold on. Pop.
And that is it for our mega episode on LPW 45 and LPWxCWS 33. Thank you so much for watching and giving us all your support. We really appreciate every single view that comes onto these videos. Make sure you like the video, comment, subscribe to Backbreaker Video, because you know us at the Pop Spot deserve it. And until next time, stay poppin'. Bye-bye.